Good evening, class. The topic of this video is freehand sketching. Freehand sketching can mean many different things. In some cases, freehand sketching can refer to a drawing to show a place or an object or a thing, and it kind of creates an ambiance or tells a story. So for example, there is a picture of a park bench. Here's a freehand sketch of a famous figure. But for our class, what we're going to do is sketch for information. Now this is a detailed sketch here that outlines the garage. That's a perspective or isometric or three-dimensional drawing right there that would be a little bit advanced. Here's another one for information, a freehand sketch. But for this class, what we want to do is we want to sketch some very simple objects that are for information. We could put dimensions on these things and such. To start off with freehand sketching, we have to talk about our pencil. Now, when I typically sketch, I like to use the good old-fashioned Dixon Ticonderoga #2 pencil. As a matter of fact, it's my favorite pencil. But for the sake of sketching in this class, I'm going to be using a mechanical pencil with a 0.7 lead, because I have a soft lead in here that allows you to see the lines on this paper in this video. There's a couple of tricks to freehand sketching. I don't really like the word hack or cheat. We call them tricks of the trade. The first thing is how you hold your pencil. I'll go back to my favorite pencil. And how you do this is you put pencil on tall man. Oh, by the way, tall man, pointer finger, ring finger, pinky, thumb. So I'm going to put the pencil on tall man and lay that in between my thumb and my pointer finger. And then I'm going to use my pointer finger to point and guide the pencil. And then I'm going to support the pencil with my thumb. That's the best way. And the next thing is to make sure that your hand stays a little bit limber, a little bit not so tense. Now, what we're going to want to do is draw straight lines. And the trick to drawing straight lines is finding something on the paper to be parallel to. I like to tell students that anybody can sketch a straight line if you can drive, because you better be able to follow a straight line when you drive. So the very same way you estimate yourself at the edge of the street and or the sidewalk, well, we're going to do the same thing when we draw a straight line. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line that is going to be underneath the word freehand sketching. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sight the edge of the paper right here while I draw a horizontal line. Now what I'm doing is I'm actually focusing on the edge of the paper, trying to keep this line parallel to that space. Another trick I'm using is I'm actually moving my elbow along with my pencil. So now I'm going to try to draw a parallel line next to that parallel line. Sometimes it's hard to draw a long straight line. So another technique is to draw short lines. Now there are lines that you can draw like this, but not so much for this class. That line does a great job of showing texture. If we're going to show carpet or grass, hair, that kind of thing. So then we can just draw a straight line. Okay. Now the other thing you'll need to draw is circles. Now you can draw circles multiple ways. For the sketching assignment for this class, I believe the easiest way is to know that a circle always has a center point. Once you find the center point, find the radius or the distance away from the center you want to draw the circle. Make some consistent points that are that distance away. And then you can draw arcs in to locate the center of that circle. I'm going to turn my paper. A sketch can be done without paper being taped down. and then one more circle like that. You can, on some smaller circles, once you've identified the center, you can draw a circle around it. Much larger circles, you can actually spin the paper, or you can use your pencil and your hand and rotate it around a center point. For this class and the drawings I'm going to have you do, a simple version of trying to find and identify the radius and identifying those points is a great idea. On some of the drawings, you're asked to draw not only a circle, but a radius, and a radius has the same distance around a point that a circle does. We call this a round. Okay. Later on in the semester, we'll actually use a circle template, a circle template or a compass to draw circles. Now, I will tell you a really good way to draw straight lines if you have the use of a drawing board. And that is to put your paper on the exact edge of the board and then use the edge of the board to draw a straight line. And the way I do it is I'm holding my pencil and I'm going to put tall man up against the edge. So I'm going to pull my pencil right down next to that edge. Now, if I move my pencil just slightly, I can draw another very parallel line. Okay, I'm going to turn this paper here around. Try to zoom way in on this to show what that would look like. Okay, move that cursor out of the way. So then I'm going to take my finger, lay my pencil down on that finger, and draw that line across. Okay, so that's what I can do to make a straight line. All right, so the drawings that we're going to do for the freehand sketching unit here in INDR 12 are going to be really simple straight line drawings. And the trick is to find some place on your paper that you can make a relative parallel line to. For example, if I'm going to draw a line on the bottom down here, trying to see that is difficult, but my hand is in the way, so I might want to rotate the paper so that I can draw that straight line. And what I'm doing is I'm following this edge, keeping my eye on the ball per se. Okay? So that is some tips on freehand sketching.